Everyone loves a good action and adventure movie. In fact, National Treasures is one of my all-time favorite movies. Hey, don't judge me, okay? I just love the thrill of people searching and discovering ancient treasure. However, expeditions like these aren't always how the movies make them out to be. Hey everyone, and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and today I will be counting down the top 10 explorers who disappeared without a trace. Starting off at number 10, we have Giovanni Caboto. Giovanni Caboto, also known as John Cabot, was an Italian navigator and explorer. In fact, Giovanni was the first European to reach North America's coast after the Vikings. One of his greatest successes is when he declared Cape Bonavista in Newfoundland as part of the British Empire. From doing so, he received a great deal of fame and fortune. In 1478, he continued his explorations with a journey towards northern Canada with 5 ships. However, 4 of his 5 ships were lost forever. One returned home after they encountered terrible weather, but the whereabouts of the other 4 ships are still unknown. So anyone want to come scuba diving with me and search for these trips? Maybe National Treasures Part 3? Any takers? Coming in at number 9, we have the Courtreal brothers. Gaspar and Miguel Courtreal were Portuguese brothers, part of a noble Portuguese family. In the 1500s, Gaspar and 4 ships went on a quest to Newfoundland with his brother. After reaching their location, he sent his brother and 3 of the ships back home. Miguel and the other passengers aboard these 3 ships arrived safely. However, it was not the same fate for Gaspar. No one knows what happened after his brother and the ships left. 2 years after Gaspar's disappearance, Miguel went on another quest looking for his brother. However, he ended up disappearing as well. Theory is that Miguel might have survived and lived at least 9 more years just chilling in Newfoundland. In our 8th spot, we have George Bass. George Bass was a British sailor, and fun fact, he became an apprentice surgeon when he was a teen. 2 good skills to have, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, George Bass was known for discovering the strait between Australia and Tasmania. In fact, they even named it the Bass Strait. In 1803, Bass decided to sail from Sydney to South America. His plan was to fill his ship with cargo and illegally sell it in South America. However, several months passed and there was no word from George. People believe that he encountered a terrible storm and died in a shipwreck. Another theory is that he was captured and forced to work in Peru in the Spanish silver mines. No one really knows though, since the ship or his body have never been found. Bringing it in with number 7, we have Naomi Uemura. Naomi Uemura was known as a legendary Japanese explorer from his multiple expeditions. Some include his journey to the highest point in North America, Alaska's Mount McKinley. He also has done multiple solo journeys, including one to the North Pole and rafting through the Amazon. In 1984, Naomi decided to do another solo climb, this time of Antarctica's highest peak, Vinson Massif. Naomi successfully reached the top of the mountain and in fact radioed that he was on his way down. Sadly, he disappeared along the way. His journal and some of his equipment was found on the mountain, but his body never was. People believe that maybe he fell into a crevice in the mountain or got buried in the snow. The last entry from his journal states, "I wish I could sleep in a warm sleeping bag. No matter what happens, I am going to climb McKinley." In our 6th spot, we have Jean-Francois de Gallo. Jean-Francois de Gallo was an accomplished sea captain. In 1785, French King Louis gave Jean-Francois the quest to explore the Pacific. 2 ships sailed out for this voyage with about 225 crew members. Throughout his travels, which were supposed to last 4 years, he kept detailed records of his findings, mapping of the coastlines and observations of any specimen or people that he met along the way. He sent all of his findings back to France. The last time the ship was spotted was when they arrived in Botany Bay in Australia. When word from Jean-Francois stopped, a search team was sent out from France to find him. There were no successful leads until 1826 when the explorer Peter Dillon was exploring Solomon Island. He noticed that the residents on the island had European swords. He thought that these belonged to Jean-Francois. Theory states that they got in a shipwreck near the island and then were killed by the locals. We are now at our halfway mark with Park Yun-so. For this next explorer, Danger should have been his middle name because the expeditions that he went on were quite unsafe and, well, dangerous. Park Yun-so was a record-setting explorer who embarked on numerous dangerous expeditions. In fact, the Annapurna Mountain is named the world's deadliest mountain, and he explored it multiple times. Man, I don't know how he did it because I'm over here scared of slipping on like a little patch of ice. Anyways, in 2011, Park traversed up Annapurna once already and decided to do it again. This time he was going to find a new route up it. The last known communication between him was October 18th when he radioed saying he was returning back to base. After that, there were no more signs of Park or his team, just his rope that had been buried in the snow. Coming in at number 4, we have Percy Fawcett. People often compare Percy Fawcett to Indiana Jones. This is due to his adventurous treks through the Amazon jungle. Fawcett has been on numerous expeditions and map charting quests all throughout Brazil and Bolivia. Through these treks, he believes that there is a lost city which he refers to as Z, or Zed if you're Canadian like me. So he thinks that this city is somewhere in an unexplored region in Mato Grosso in Brazil. With this theory, him, his oldest son Jack, and his friend Rayleigh embarked on the journey to find the city. However, they disappeared during this journey sometime in 1925. People believe that they could have died from malaria or getting eaten by jaguars. Another theory states that maybe they just decided to live among the jungle for the rest of their life. A total of 100 people, maybe even more, have died looking for Fawcett and his team. At number 3, we have Peng Jiamu. Peng Jiamu was a Chinese biologist and adventurer. He is known for his scientific journeys throughout the Loop Nor Desert in northern China. Now, this desert is known to be unpredictable. However, Peng had already conquered a journey through the desert once, and he had the desire to do it again. During 1980, him and his team of geologists, biologists, and archaeologists, all the ologists, they all went into the desert to collect new research. One morning, Peng left a note saying he was going to find more water for the troop, yet he never returned. I don't know about you, but I think he must have been pretty brave if he decided to just split up and go off by himself like that. After he went missing, the Chinese government conducted a huge search to try and locate him. However, this turned up unsuccessful. Over the course of the years, 6 skeletons have surfaced in the desert, however, none being that of Peng Jiamu. In our second spot, we have Ludwig Leichhardt. Ludwig Leichhardt. Say his name 10 times fast. Ludwig Leichhardt was a German scientist with a love and passion for Australia. Just like the previous explorers that I mentioned, Ludwig was not a novice and had done multiple expeditions before he went missing. One of his more famous adventures was one that took 18 months while he traveled from the east coast to the northwest of the country collecting botanical specimens along the way. However, in 1848 he decided to go on an exploration from Queensland to Western Australia. With him, he had 20 mules, 7 men, and 7 horses. Hey, I don't know why he needed that many donkeys for 7 men when they already had 7 horses, but I guess that's part of the mystery as well. The last sign of his troop was when they were spotted passing McPherson Station. The only remnants of evidence left is a brass plaque attached to Ludwig's burnt gun. This was found wedged in between a tree whose trunk had the letter L carved into it. And no, not L for Lindsay. It is said that if a more thorough analysis was done on the plate, then maybe it would give us a clue on what happened to him. And for our number 1 spot, we have Amelia Earhart. Now, one little fact about me is that I am terrified of flying. Seriously, turbulence is my worst enemy, so I applaud Amelia Earhart for being so brave. Amelia was a well-known American aviator who set numerous flying records. She is one of the most well-known explorers, and her disappearance has caused ongoing wonder. In 1937, Amelia set out with her navigator, Fred Noonan, to fly around the world. They were last heard from on July 2nd, 1937. 2 years later, she was declared dead. However, they never found her body. They just assumed that her plane crashed somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. The government did not give up though, and they spent 15 years looking for her. In fact, searching for Earhart was the largest and most expensive search in American history. In 2007, a photograph surfaced which appears to be what looks like Earhart and Noonan alongside Japanese authorities. People now speculate that Earhart landed in Japanese territory and was taken into custody. However, Japanese authorities denied ever having them in custody, so the mystery continues. Alright guys, that's all for today's video. You know the drill. As always, hit that like button, comment down below, and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos.